Got it.
Yay. Exciting. So, I'm going to put the blurb on here for what our intention is for this space. So that if anybody
Yes.
comes on, they'll know exactly. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Well, we can continue. We all good here.
Okay.
I just
I
need to do
see
some
it.
work. Or you guys are.
I see it.
They'll know exactly.
Okay.
Can you guys hear that or no?
Yes. I just turned the volume down.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. Um. So yeah, I'm excited because Christiane, it's a beautiful space here, and so we're both on. We are everybody's getting on in their own individual space,
Yes.
except for me because I don't have my phone. Here
All
we
right.
go.
All good. Happy Tuesday.
It has been let me get
Night.
back to you guys. It's Tuesday night. It's not usually the night that we connect, but I'm happy that we're here today. It has
Yes.
been an intense day. I have truly just I
Go
feel
ahead.
like I've today I just felt like there was just so many things coming at me and so many images. I don't know if anybody has felt this way, but the sense of like, just I need to close my eyes. I don't need to sleep, but I just need to close my eyes and like rest my brain in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. And it's just like it was really intense today. I couldn't figure out exactly why or pinpoint it. And then I was like, you know what? Forget about it. Doesn't really matter why. It just means that you need to stop and regroup
There you go.
and
There you
sit
go.
and meditate. So that's why I'm like
3 times.
3 times.
Three times a day, I had to talk myself off the ledge. Three
Oh
times.
boy.
One time with my prayer partner. Another time after I got off the phone talking to my prayer partner. And just another random time. I had to just. I was like.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but it's so true. That's exactly.
I was like,
No,
prayer partner, what is going on?
Yeah. And she was like, tell me. And I was like, well, Mercury is still in retrograde.
Because she drops still? The knowledge.
I know. So tell me all about it. Tell me all about it.
Well, I mean, we're in this time of there's a lot, the seasons are changing as and so it's like if we look to nature and just take in the trees and see like things are shedding, things are falling away, leaves are turning colors. And I know for me personally, I am in my autumn season. Like this is my favorite time of the year. It's like the last phase before I came to the planet. So I feel I've been shedding a lot. I've been assessing thought patterns and things that I have believed in that I no longer believe in, and am reassessing a lot of things in my life. And it's like heart opening. I was just sharing with Aisa before we went live, like it's heart opening and it's uncomfortable. And then she gave me the gift of, and it's also welcoming. And so that for me resonated because I'm like, oh, that's part of the surrender. Like if and that's the, like, sometimes like it don't have to be hard, Christiane. I'm Christiane. And I can release it because I say I desire to release it. I can release it in gratitude and in love. And that opens the space for something new to emerge in my life, through my life. And so I'm in that like, well, what's about to come through? What's, and it's like, that's not how it works. It's
Yes. Yes.
like sit down,
Yes.
close your eyes, get
Yes.
still.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
so this season is, yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone can pinpoint something in their experience that's like, yeah, I can see that is shifting or that's changing, or I can let that go, create space for something new. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, that's kind of been my jam. And tears and
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And
I've been
in WTFs.
yes.
So.
Yes. I've been dancing between everything ain't personal.
Mm. Mm-hmm. You don't have to say the last part.
Every Tawana,
Uh-huh.
everything ain't personal. And I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind. That's where I've been dancing. I've been dancing between, let me tell you something, and that don't have nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are times where I am in the midst of an experience. And in the midst of the experience, I want to react, not respond. Did you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I want to react. And it's not until I give myself a little bit of space that I'm like, they not doing that against me to retaliate. They not like, ooh, Tawana, let's do this. And then Tawana will do, they're not doing that.
So
right,
what is the sweet spot? What is the sweet spot of like that sweet nugget in like where that point where we get to choose, respond, or flip a table?
I'm
I know
so
it
happy.
is. Yes.
I gotta
Go
tell
ahead.
you, I'm so happy you said that, because for me, it's so interesting, because I was thinking about this the other day. There is a point where I go from like, I'm all in to like, I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the sense of like, I don't give a shit becomes so intense that it can be seen as despondent. It can be seen as removed or I don't care.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's really me trying to like stabilize. I'm just trying to like stabilize it, because I can go, the core belief will show up, and then I'm like people pleasing everybody. I'm trying to take care of what she's doing. I create the story of the story. I have the characters. We spoke about this the other day.
Listen,
and so
yes.
it was just like all of that. It's all that story, right? And then there's a part of me that's just like, all right, you just need to let it go, because people ain't thinking about you the way you think they think about you.
That is
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
that part right there. Because I think they knew, and he and she, and really they do not. Because they're not paying me no attention, because they just had to pay their light bill.
Yeah. And they're in their own reality, just like I'm in mine.
They are.
And it's like the point of like, it's right, but it's like that break, when you're like at the ocean and you see the wave, it's like getting beyond the break and the water is a little calmer, but it's like getting through.
You're gonna drink some water. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's very interesting, the human, the frailty, I'll say, of my humanness, the ego, and then the beauty of when I do stand in a space of my higher self, of making conscious choice, of taking a breath and, like surrendering it, say a quick prayer. That's like almost the fun part. It's the recognizing the ego is talking shit, you know, like the like you said, the core belief is triggered. All of these things are happening, and yet there's still this opportunity to make a choice. And it's like, sometimes I get caught in that, I'll just call it limbo. And sometimes I go off, and then other times I'm like, all is well. The universe is my friend. Love and light. But then there are times where I'm like, fuck this dark. Let's be like, you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
And I guess for me, it's like I'm learning to give myself grace because I am aware that both are necessary.
And that's what we were talking about this morning, Christine, is that there's a part of me that believes that getting along, the laughter, the fun, that is what is to be attained at all times, sometimes even at all cost. But what I am also realizing is that the rub, the resistance, also can facilitate a closeness, a new way of being, a new kind of relationship, friendship, whatever the ship might be, that only comes through
That was
rubbing.
good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It only comes through with the rubbing.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that I realized myself today was, oh, okay, when this situation comes up at work, at home, and you know, I'm not willing to do the dance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to respond and say, listen, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I hurt my feelings. You crossed the line. That also opens up a new level.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Sometimes I don't want to have the conversation. Sometimes I don't want to use my voice.
Right. I hear that. And also, I feel like for me, it's been such a conversation about, okay, so now you have a choice, but it takes a lot of work. And that work is exhausting. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired. Tired.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, I was just like, you know what?
You heal. You do the work.
Yeah.
I'm doing mine. So now
right.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
I'm pretty much done some days or sometimes of the day during the day or whatever.
Yes.
Right. And also this sense that you were saying, Tawana, I totally agree, where you're just like, all right, here I am in this situation. I have the opportunity to have a different choice. And also what it brings to mind is like an infant. So we meet our infants' needs, right? So they cry, they get a bottle, they cry, they change, you know, there's some basic intrinsic needs that need to be met. As we get older, because I'm raising young children. And so there is a sense that it's supposed to be easy.
In a magical way.
In a magical way, they're supposed to change.
You're
And
raising
they don't.
two super great, fantastic humans.
Thank you. They love it. They're waiting for the auntie to come get them.
Yeah, yes.
No, but yeah. So essentially, it is this sense that we are accustomed to, just in general, society, we are teaching our children to be comfortable all the time.
Right.
And that comes out in these situations where we're now trying to kind of figure out, okay, I had a really, really hard day. It's okay for it to be challenging and disruptive in a way. And I have tools to be able to kind of walk myself back to center. But we are so accustomed in our society to feel good all the time. In a way that outside things supply that to us.
Yes. And I think that's why there's so much talk around being authentic.
because the no and the yes are just as are valuable, both.
Absolutely.
We and it I used to think that if if someone said, "Oh, you're upset," that would trigger me. And it would trigger a defense response. I'm not upset.
Yep.
And then I realized I am upset.
Yes.
I am sad. I am feeling melancholy. And to be able to name them, to identify, oh, these are feelings that I can actually allow myself to feel.
Thank you, PDP.
Permission. Yes. And to say, okay, this is what it is right now. This is not permanent. But I was so used to, no, don't feel that. Don't feel like feeling bad for feeling sad.
Yeah.
And
I don't mean to laugh, but it is when you say it out loud.
Yes.
Feeling bad for feeling sad. Hey,
yes,
this is part of how we are.
That's normal.
It
is.
It's so normal.
And I'll tell you, most of the time I'm at a good 85, 90. But at those times where I may be tired, maybe I'm sleepy, maybe I have a lot of things on my mind, maybe I'm mad, maybe I'm whatever the case is, it's like it's difficult for people to view me that way.
Yeah, to honor that. Yeah.
I am usually the cheerleader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For people. And so it's very interesting to, in a way, I'm honoring myself.
Yes.
When I want to cheer for me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And, this whole new way of really being vulnerable, authentic, myself, honoring my feelings, like it is really a new place to be, because I was, even today I was talking to a gentleman at work, and I noticed that this is how my voice was as I was talking to him. But when I had customers coming in, I was like, hey, good morning. How are you? Hey, hi. You know what I'm saying? And I heard myself and I was like, oh, that is very interesting.
Just beautiful awareness.
Just that in me, I would be like, hey, such, blah, blah, blah. Somebody would come and I'd be like, good morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just the flip of the switch. It's very interesting how I am now noticing how I am showing up in the world that I live in. And it is a choice.
Yes.
And I also, just to piggyback on that, like that's so deep. Like if you really think about it, what you just said, which is like you're talking to someone. And so just for transparency, even with this conversation here, right? As soon as the live went, so we did, just to give you a little background, we came out, we were like, we're gonna do a podcast. It's gonna be so great. We just podcast. So we started the podcast and we started recording, and it was like, as soon as the record button went on, it was like a different conversation. It was like, exactly, Christiane. It was just like, it was so tight. It was like, okay. I mean, it created that we had the same format, which is that we just have a conversation, right? But the conversation was so static. It was just kind of like, so okay.
It was very polite.
Talk about procrastination.
Right? And we're normal people, amazing people, and like no one there, we're not actors, so like there's no script, there's no there are no characters,
we don't have no notes,
so there's no notes, and then we decided to follow the principles that we learned and that we thank you PDP and that we are taking in, and decided we can do it differently. Like we don't have to do it the way that we've always done it or that we think
Yeah.
people want it.
Yeah.
That really this platform is has been placed upon our hearts, and this is it.
Yeah.
This is what
Yeah.
I would like
And
right now.
It's for me.
And it's for us.
And
Yeah.
it's
That's
us, right. And so
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that you say that you talk to your coworker in a certain tone, and then you turn and you talk to someone else in another tone. And people who see that from the outside, from my perspective, they've seen me do something similar and would say, "Oh, you're so good. You're so good at that."
Yeah. Yeah.
You're so good at that. Look at that.
Which for me came across as, "You're so fake."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, where's the authentic? That's what I heard. And I'm like, how can I bring those two back to, balance? How can I bring it back
funny.
to
It's so funny.
center?
I took a program before PDP, and it was in that, and I probably said this before, but it was in that program that I realized one of the coaches was like, "Do you realize how high your voice goes up when you talk?" And I was like, "It does." You know,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because
yeah.
It was such a huge awareness for me.
Yeah.
Because I know when my voice goes up 3 octaves, something is off.
Yeah.
I don't feel safe. My ego is coming out. I think she's cuter than me or smarter than me, or something is off when my voice goes up that high. And so it was a huge awareness. And that is really one of my prayers for everybody on this earth, is self-awareness. Because you have to, because if you don't have self-awareness, or if your self-awareness is less than what everybody else is doing out there, that's where the work is.
Yeah. And it there's an offering. And I totally get when you shared being self-aware, because that is the genesis of everything. And what came through for me during this conversation, it's almost like there's no more room for, in the new world that we're creating in our new lives, our new ways of being, that it's not just Sunday best. It's not just dress up Sunday and, the script is there, everyone is on their best behavior and, all of that. But then where's the self-awareness and accountability and responsibility and discipline throughout the week? Because that is, I remember in PDP when beginning of second year, this whole integration, and I was just like, integration. Wait, I'm gonna have to wait.
What is that?
Hold on.
What is that?
Wait, I'm gonna have to integrate everything that I learned in first year, like now.
Nobody wants to do that.
You have to master it. Like, you have to actually integrate it and then be good somewhat at it.
And practice
before graduation.
Right.
Before graduation. Where's my to-do list? And
you want me to do all this homework?
Right. But then I realized this process, this life healing, transformation, this work, the work that we have each individually committed to is a lifelong journey. It's a marathon. It is a lifelong journey, because situations will come back around, and it's up to me to stand in truth authentically and say, this is very reminiscent of a boundary violation. This is very reminiscent of someone disrespecting or being whatever. I get to make a new choice.
And let's talk about the many ways that this comes around and is recycled. Maybe it's through your kids. Maybe it's through your mate.
Yeah.
It could be the lady at the bank, the people who you work with, or your supervisor.
Yeah.
You think it's about all the stuff I just named, and it is not.
It's not. And it isn't. Is me. And even that, making that shift in my awareness, because we live in a society that promotes selfish as negative or self-centered as something wrong or abnormal, or you're not supposed to, you're so self-centered. The energy that is connected to that statement. And I realized, no, I am supposed to be centered within myself. What else? Why would I be centered in something else? Because when I am centered, I am able to make conscious choices from a higher level of awareness of myself.
Yes.
And so the integration and the practice, it could just be, I used to not be one of those people that, wake up in the morning and is like, the world is amazing. Happy that, like, and I used to think like, am I waking up mad? And then it's like, no, you're not waking up mad. You just desire silence when you first wake up. So there were some things that I put into place for myself. Okay, give yourself, a few minutes, and then you do your prayers, and then you can engage with the congregation. Like, it was
absolutely.
So yeah, it's like, so
well, it's good. Can I see that fan? Because
girl, I'm having a hot flash. This is delicious, but I'm having a hot flash.
It's pretty.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking when you were talking that, some of what I have been thinking about is how, if somebody asked me, how could I become more self-aware? What would I say? If I had to give somebody 2, 1, or 2, 3, or 12 things that you could do that could open up a space for you to be more self-aware. So I want to ask y'all, what would you say?
I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is SYAD.
What is SYAD? I didn't forget.
You did? Sit your ass down. Like, sit down. I don't care where you're sitting down. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It don't have to be a pillow. It can be a floor. It can be a chair. It can be anywhere. Sit your ass down. Like,
it's life-changing.
Yo, just stop. And then now I'm going to have to add and put the phone down too.
Yes. And be still.
Because the phone, I mean, that we can't talk about the phone tonight, but
girl,
just saying,
listen,
it's
you got me over here rocking. Yes.
Y'all, like, we
that
need
SYAD.
We need to sit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
would be my response.
I totally agree. Christine, what you got?
Mine is stillness.
Hmm.
Stillness. Get quiet. Get still. And be in the body. Your
Mhm.
body. The whoever is asking. I be in the body.
Mhm.
And feel the body, feel your body. Yeah. That's what I
You know,
got.
What you got, T? What you
one of
got?
the things that I would say is to ear hustle on your own conversations. To ear hustle on the things that come out of your mouth, especially
I like that.
as it pertains to the judgment of other people.
Yes, I like that.
Girl, that
Because if you spot it, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know, and so I think it's so easy, and I'll just use myself. It's so easy for me to see the behavior of other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy for me to see that. You know,
Well, what you telling the world to do some things that the world don't want the world to stop doing.
Yes. You know,
we are
I love that laugh, girl.
Have been programmed to judge.
Absolutely. On every level.
Everything.
In every situation. At all times.
At all times, in all situations. And
yes,
I caught myself doing it today. And this is what came up in my feed. So I'm going to read it. It's from Xavier Dagna. Your shadow is a ruthless teacher. But mostly because we live in a culture that has a hard time being present with difficult emotions.
Absolutely.
And a culture that often demonizes what it doesn't understand.
Woo!
There you go. Ooh, that's deep. That's
I
deep.
saved that today. And that came via a woman without a plan. She's amazing. I love her. And then that a woman without a plan came from Jess. And so it's one of those things that you're in it all the time. And so to be able to come out of it seems so unnatural and like you don't belong.
And it can feel lonely. And it can feel to to not, and like, just to piggyback and add to what Tawana shared about ear hustling on the self. It's like, can I just for 24 hours count how many times I have a judgmental thought?
Well,
make a comment, whether it's towards myself or to someone else, an article, a photograph,
no, ma'am.
The way someone is driving, I mean, right.
I don't want to do that.
Let's run the numbers.
Let's run the numbers.
I'm not good at math. I don't want to count even.
That is, it's fascinating.
It is. It is. You know, I took a program, and there was an exercise in there where we had to do this like round, and we had to tell the same sad story. One person, and the second person, and the third person. By the time you get to the sixth person, and then you got to tell the same sad story again to the 12th person.
Wait, are you talking about? Wait, we did that. We had to call those people. Remember?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about
When
that.
you said it, I was like, that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, it was so impactful to watch me tell the same story and then move to the next person. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like over and over. And of course, now I'm tired of saying this story that I done said 6 times, and I still got to say it 4 more times to 4 new different people.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is how you sound when you call and people telling the story, and then you call somebody else and telling the same story, and then you calling the third person and telling the same story. That's
when all I wanted was just a hug.
Girl, listen, yeah.
Like when all I wanted was, you know what I mean? Like I'm on here, and it's all I wanted was just to
hear you. Atta girl.
Come here.
That's all you wanted.
Yeah.
That's all you wanted.
And then can I just ask for that? I can ask.
Yes.
It's hard for me to do. You mean ask for what I want?
Right.
Girl, that's hard for me to do. I'm gonna be completely honest. That was one of the things that I realized during my journey with PDP is that I pray. I give thanks to God. I can, be in there, but very rarely did I ever ask for anything. It was a very interesting awareness. Like you pray to him. You're thankful for spirit, my angels, but I don't ever ask them for nothing. It was very interesting. And now I'm in the practice of asking for what I want. But it's not as easy as what you would think or what I thought it would be. It's just like, girl, just ask. But it is that's where the integration comes in, because in order to ask for what I want, I have to know what I want.
Well, yeah, and that's the getting in alignment. That's aligning to be in the flow to receive it and to experience it,
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Or exciting, as Reverend Elise.
Exciting. It's very exciting. And it's also very normal. Like we are all in this together. I mean, this is just it is what it is. This is just the way it shows up sometimes, and we're trying to navigate it. Because as you were saying your story, I was thinking about mine, which is like I ask all the time.
I know, because you're a powerful manifester.
I'm like, I want this.
I'm learning.
And I desire this, and I have to be like, Aisa, just stay in gratitude.
Yes.
That's so interesting. Because
gratitude, because it's okay. It may not have been the way you thought it should have been, but you can still just say thank you. It's all right.
Yeah.
And
but
so
let me tell you what you have taught me, Aisa. There are times where we're on the phone and we could be talking about something, and you will immediately go into, because I want this, and this is what I want, and this is and this, and I'm like, how does she do that? And you're not doing it for me. You're doing it. Well, this is my judgment around it. I don't think you're doing it for me. I think you're doing it because that is your integration of, wait a minute, let me set an intention. Let me speak what I desire in the moment, just right there. And I'm like, well, looky there. There she goes.
And especially in a space where, 2 or 3 are gathered, someone who can hold that vision as well, because that is why prayer is a very potent medicine when it is utilized in a way that affirms and creates the energy and the space for whatever it is to come through.
I know, but I'd be like, Okay, I'm gonna say what I want. That's what I'm
Yeah, and do that.
And do that. That's right.
I'm-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna speak what I want to come into being.
yeah. It's already done.
But
It's
that's
already done.
that's why
Already
you
done.
got to get you some lights. That's why you got to get you some
Light
lights.
beams.
That's why you got to get
Or
you
you
some.
can just
Love
join
it.
us here again next
Or
week.
you can join us here again
I
next week
You
because
know.
can,
we'll be right here.
Yes.
Yay.
Ah! It
That was
still
awesome.
says live on mine.